Decision-making feels difficult long before you realize why. Not because you lack intelligence, not because you are confused. It feels difficult because the human brain was never designed to choose between meaning and comfort at the same time. Every decision creates internal friction. That friction is not mental weakness, it is biology. Your brain is constantly asking one silent question: is the reward worth the uncertainty? This is where dopamine enters the story. Dopamine is not pleasure, it is not happiness. It is the signal your brain uses to measure expected reward versus uncertainty. When you clearly expect a reward, dopamine rises. When the outcome is unclear, dopamine drops. And when dopamine drops, action feels heavy. This gap between what you expect and what you might get is called the dopamine gap. Inside this gap, decision-making slows down. You don't hesitate because the choice is wrong. You hesitate because your brain cannot predict the reward clearly enough. Your brain prefers certainty over progress. That preference once kept humans alive. Today, it keeps people stuck. You feel this most when a decision could change your identity. Changing jobs, ending a relationship, starting something that might fail. The brain treats these as threats, not opportunities. Not because they are dangerous, but because they introduce uncertainty. So instead of choosing, you delay. Instead of acting, you analyze. And you mistake hesitation for logic. It isn't logic, it's protection. Your brain is not asking what will make your life better. It's asking what will keep things predictable. That's why simple decisions can feel harder than urgent ones. When both options look equally uncertain, dopamine cannot pull you forward. And when dopamine cannot pull you forward, you freeze. This is not indecision. It's a nervous system caught between safety and growth. Most people believe decision-making is difficult because they need more information. That belief is comforting and wrong. Psychology experiments show something uncomfortable. When humans are given two choices, one familiar and one uncertain, the brain consistently chooses familiar. This is called status quo bias. The brain assigns a hidden cost to change, even when change leads to better outcomes. This is why people stay in situations they dislike. The discomfort is known, the alternative is not. Remaining where you are feels safer than choosing wrong. And then comes the second trap: too many options. The more choices you have, the harder decision-making becomes. Not because freedom increases, but because regret risk increases. Your brain begins simulating future regret before action. What if the other option was better? What if I make the wrong move? This mental simulation drains dopamine further. The reward becomes less vivid, the uncertainty becomes louder. So your brain delays again. Not laziness, not lack of ambition, just biology avoiding emotional cost. Stress makes this worse. Under stress, higher reasoning shuts down, survival circuits take control. That's why pressure doesn't create clarity, it narrows thinking. Under stress, your brain defaults to habits, comfort, and avoidance. Not because you want to stay small, but because the brain believes stability equals safety. This is why decision-making feels hardest when life already feels unstable. Your system is overloaded. And here's the most important truth most people miss. Your brain does not reward thinking about decisions, it rewards experience. Dopamine updates after action, not before. No action means no chemical update. No update means no clarity. So thinking longer never resolves the gap, it deepens it. This is where most people misunderstand natural flow. They believe flow means ease. They believe the right decision will feel calm and obvious. That belief keeps them waiting. Natural flow does not mean zero resistance. It means alignment that appears after movement. Before action, uncertainty dominates. After action, clarity begins to form. The brain needs experience to recalibrate dopamine. Without movement, the system remains frozen. That's why meaningful decisions always feel uncomfortable at first. They sit between comfort and growth. If the decision felt easy, it wouldn't change your life. The discomfort you feel is not a warning sign, it's a threshold. Decision-making is difficult because it threatens the part of you that wants certainty, but growth has never been certain. This is why waiting to feel ready never works. Readiness is not a feeling, it is a byproduct of action. When you decide and move, the dopamine gap collapses, not because fear disappears, but because prediction becomes clearer. Your brain stops asking, what if, and starts learning, this is what happens. Decision-making becomes easier after you decide, never before. You are not bad at decisions, you are simply standing at the edge where comfort ends, and every meaningful life is built there. not in certainty, not in motivation, but in decisions made while clarity is incomplete. Silence.